fact, let's bring in Ashmit Kumar, who has been tracking the action in Supreme Court, and he's joining in with a blow-by-blow account of the day's action. Ashmit, tell us what the order entailed. The order runs into more than 500 pages, I believe, but the bottom line is this: Sasikala must surrender immediately, and she can't fight elections for 10 years. Take us through the salient points of the court's verdict today.
Indeed, first, the takeaways, as you rightly pointed out, Sasikala has been convicted, but here are the contours of the order, essentially. To begin with, this is a concurring judgment. This is not a split verdict. The two judges are in agreement over the conviction, so that, in a sense, gives a certain degree of finality to the matter, that this will be the road forward. The conviction is the road forward. All the accused have been held to be convicted, of course, with the exception of late Jayalalitha. What's also further critical here is that, though we've heard voices coming in from the AIADMK that a review application is expected to be filed, and while there is an option available to the AIADMK, to Sasikala to be specific, that is one option that very rarely fructifies into an outcome which the petitioners are looking for. So it's likely that this conviction is expected to stay. That's essentially the road forward. Coming to the order and the language used, the court is very unequivocal in the language that it has used. It has said that there is an unassailable case that has been made out of disproportionate assets. Assets disproportionate to known sources of income as far as both Jayalalitha as well as Sasikala are concerned. Mind you, this pertains to assets worth nearly 66 crore rupees that, as per the investigating agencies, was amassed during the 1991 to 96 term of the AIADMK government, and assets which the investigating agencies claimed were disproportionate to the known sources of income. That is a charge that has been upheld. The Apex Court has held unequivocally that there is an unassailable case that has been made out with the evidence that has been brought on record. Further, the court also goes on to record that there was a conspiracy hatched between Jayalalitha and Sasikala to launder that money, launder the assets. In fact, it goes on to even elaborate on the strategy that was adopted. The court goes on to clarify that a power of attorney was exercised by Jayalalitha in favor of Sasikala with the sole intention of setting up companies which had a single point agenda of buying properties, of buying assets for laundering that disproportionate assets, for laundering that ill-gotten money. Now, what's crucial here is, as far as the road forward is concerned, what we understand is that the Supreme Court has upheld the special court verdict in this case, which essentially means a 4-year jail term as well as a 10 crore rupee fine as far as Sasikala is concerned. Of course, pending, of course, their review petition, which as per their counsels will be coming up quite soon. What we understand is that the road forward is that the Apex Court has spelled it out quite clear that she has to surrender forthwith, which means she has to surrender immediately, and then subsequent to that, she will be spending a 4-year jail term. What's also critical to understand is that there will be a 6-year ban after that jail term. So for a 10-year period, essentially, her bid to become the Chief Minister has been foiled by this Apex Court order. Back to you.
All right, Ashmit, thanks for joining in with that. But let's now go across to Jude Sannith, who has been tracking the political developments in Tamil Nadu very closely. Jude, this now becomes a number game, doesn't it? Can Paneerselvam actually muster enough support to take a claim to form a government now?
That's a really interesting question and quite a tough one to answer as well, Kritika, and I'll quickly tell you why. Even as Ashmit was talking about the review petition that the AIADMK is currently planning on filing, it's also important to remember the party has also acted very swiftly in terms of moving things on the political front as well. In fact, Sasikala, when the verdict was out, quickly appointed E. Palaniswamy, a senior member of the AIADMK and a Chinnamma loyalist, to now be her proxy. So this essentially means that Palaniswamy is the new AIADMK legislative leader, and what we are told is Palaniswamy will very shortly make his way to the Raj Bhavan to stake a claim to form the government using the 119 MLAs that Sasikala currently claims as her own. Now, this comes even as the O Paneerselvam camp, on the other hand, is also hoping to get a hold of the same MLAs and convince them to switch sides from Sasikala to the OPS camp. So there's still a political pot boiling that's currently in progress, and it'll be interesting to see where this goes from here. But for the moment, the way things stand right now, the Sasikala camp does still have the numbers, irrespective of the fact that she cannot actually contest herself in electoral politics for a period of 10 years, because she has a proxy in E. Palaniswamy who's all set if he gets the numbers.